Hi Leo, welcome to your Empress reading for 2020. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. This is intended to be a romantic love reading, and other areas of your life are going to pop up pretty assuredly. This may also resonate with yours or your person's moon, rising, or Venus sign. And this is part of the Journey Through the Tarot, the Fool's Journey series that I'm doing. And we have arrived at the Empress, which is all about creativity, abundance, fertility, nurturing, thriving, growth, all of that good stuff. All right, taking a look at that in Leo's life. Right, for Leo, the Empress. What's your inner Empress got to say? The Divine Feminine for Leo. Oh, okay then. The Chariot, that could be Cancerian. The Devil, Capricorn. Nine of Pentacles. Six of Swords. Page of Swords. Whoopsie. Judgment. Okay, that's all right. Well, there it is. Seven of Cups. Nine of Cups. Oh, yay. Eight of Wands. Nice. Okay. Okay. What's this? All right. So we've got, let's see here. 2, 9, 6, 8, 2 nines. Page of Swords. So what do you're basically, you've come to an understanding with someone, but there's also this feeling like, okay, you have the lay of the land now. You understand the situation. So what does that look like in terms of you two being connected, though? Is it like you're giving someone a second chance? Or is that, oh, we've come full circle and we get it now, and there's this sort of happy reunion and forward movement? What does that mean? Okay, so what's this Devil about for Leo? What's this Devil about Leo? 10 of Pentacles. All right. What's this 9 of Pentacles about for Leo? Okay. Page of Wands. 6 of Swords. What's this 6 of Swords? All right. What's this Page of Swords about? Okay. What's this Page of Swords? Knight of Pentacles. Leo, you got to stick to your guns. Whatever situation you're dealing with, you've been carrying someone, and you have not been able to tend to your. It's a lot. This is a lot, and you have got to be able to take time for yourself, and you haven't been, and because you can't, right? And so this is about setting boundaries, because you're dealing with people that are having a hard time making decisions about letting go of things, about kicking. For some of you, you could be carrying somebody that's just can't get a handle on their own issues, and so you're like sandwiched between your family that needs you and the relationship that needs you, and like everything's just like crowding you, and it's like people need to take more responsibility for their own decision making, but instead you step up because you're very noble, and and this is that just, driving will that you have. You're very can-do attitude here, but this is you needing to be able to slow things down so you can make some decisions and tell everybody, you know what, there needs to be like a sacred time for Leo to where things can shift for me, and I'm not in charge of everybody's life so much. Especially with your relationship, you're dealing with whatever relationship it is, a family relationship or a romantic relationship close to you. It's pretty exhausting, and it's depleting your ability to attend to your other affairs. And as much as you might love, or there's a loyalty there is still room for boundaries, or to kind of shift the focus or priorities for things, because you simply can't keep carrying the load for everyone. What's this Judgment about? Ace of Swords. All right. Seven of Cups. What's this Seven of Cups? King of Swords. Okay. What's this Nine of Cups? Ten of Cups. All right. There's that can-do attitude. What's this Eight of Wands? Four of Pentacles. All right. You've got some decisions to make. Because either you're dealing with people that are going to not really care what you say. Like if you say no and set up boundaries, they're going to plow through them because they've got their own agenda and their own idea of what they want. And they're going to kind of keep things chaotic and... or you've got somebody that's actually going to listen to you and be like, okay, where do we begin? I'm on board. I just don't know how to fix this. Which you're kind of like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I can't solve it for you. I can't fix it. But there's a good chance that they'll be at least willing to hear you and go, you know what? I know. I'm sorry. I know this is an unnecessary burden. Sometimes that's hard for the person to admit, though, because they don't want to be seen as a burden or feel like they are. And by you saying, look, I can't do it for you, but you can do it for them. Yes, they're my kids. I've got to do it for them. So, or they're my family member, or that's my job, or so this is, you want a partner, not somebody who's going to add to your load or your burden. And the thing is that this, if there wasn't that issue, it would be, for some of you, this is just someone that can't handle this one area of your life. So of course you step up because you want to help, because there's a love there, right? But that's not a pass for them to just go, oh, okay, I'll let you be in charge of me then. Like, that's creating a very different dynamic that's not very attractive, or like, I don't want another kid. I want a partner. You know what I mean? So this is you being kind of pulled in all different directions, and you're not able to attend to your own security, your own ideas and wants for future longevity and all that, because you've got all these things holding that back, or you feel like oppressed. The thing is, though, we've got this Ace of Swords here. This is about you literally making a decision, seeing the situation for what it is, and it's coming to a head. You're going to need to set boundaries, or they'll be set for you in the way of you, just things befalling. Like sometimes, when people need a break and they just keep going, eventually they catch a cold and they're like, oh, well, got to lay low for a couple days, and you're secretly happy because it's like, oh, I can just, sit and rest, because you have to get better, right? And I'm not saying, well, you're going to get, but just, if you don't take the time to set boundaries, your schedule will be long to everybody else. Everybody else will be driving what you do all day if you don't have firm boundaries. And this is the beginnings of erecting that, because you've got someone struggling with their own issues and leaning on you, and then you've got other obligations, and it's just too much. And it's just taking a lot of energy and time that could be focused on your own life, your own longevity, pursuing what you want. What about your hobbies? What about your time? And you're dealing, for what Leos that I'm reading for, you're dealing with somebody that doesn't really excel in making decisions. And so you have to make them for them. So you're making decisions and choices for everybody else and taking care of everybody else but yourself. And that needs to change. Okay. All right. This is about bringing you back into the picture and prioritizing your choices, your wants, time for yourself, your boundaries, your time. There needs to be some clarity and decision making in terms of this dynamic you've got going on. I cannot stress that enough, because this is just wearing you out. I'm surprised the Ten of Wands didn't show up, honestly. This dynamic will not change unless you look at it for what it is and make some decisions based on that. Coming full circle, now is the time to act. What is that action going to be? Is it going to be cutting things off? Is it going to be clarifying conversations? Is it... Either way, you can't not know what you know. So coming full circle and having the realizations that you're going to have, if you haven't already, that can be followed up by, what are we going to do here? Are we going to leave it behind? Are we going to get through the drama and figure this out? Or are we going to stagnate and be like, well, I don't know, what should we, and create this confusion and chaos? For the Leos that I'm reading for, this is accommodated in a relationship more than it should be. Your partner needs to be problem solving right beside you, instead of being like, well, I don't know. Mm-mm. Look at this can-do attitude here. Look at it's almost like, okay, once we figure this out, then look what we get to have. Look what we get to do. It's like this is waiting. We got the 2 9s here. Yay. This is what is possible, right? Like this is what could be, except for this right here, and it's going to take 2 of you to resolve it, unless you'd rather just go it alone. You're like, you know what? I've come full circle. I'd rather. But it's like your inner Empress is like, you know what? First things first, you need to get a handle on this. Because you are no good to anybody worn out and exhausted. They'll just go find somebody else to do for them. It's not like you're, you know what I mean? And I don't mean to say it's not like you're not special, but this is someone that they need a handler. They need taken care of. And you've got your own life. And that needs to at least be talked about and discussed. For some of you, you actually have a partner that's going to be like, okay, truth be told, I don't know what to do, but I'm open to figuring this out together. Fair enough. Others of you are going to have somebody that's quite resistant to any kind of change to the dynamic, because why? They benefit from you not having boundaries. So that might be a very different conversation. Like, you know what? It ends here. I'm cutting everything off, and I'm staying stagnant, and I'm not doing for anybody else. This is me all of a sudden shutting down and just being, taking some time for myself. So you've had very little time to think about your future, what you want, because you're so busy handling everything in the present, and there's no time for planning or just enjoying what is coming up or what could be. And you've got this zest for life and this wanting to do and go in spades, but you're being kind of worn out and depleted, because I think there might be this idea that, okay, if we just get past this hurdle, then, so there's a if-then mentality, right? That, okay, if we just handle this, if we get through this, then in a couple months it'll be, and it never happens, because we've got things constantly being stirred up and just constantly, and there needs to be some decisions made and some clarifying conversations and some honesty about the dynamic. Like, look, I'm getting worn out. I don't want to keep doing your life and everybody. I need your help. I want to have 3 kids. I want to have, another child here. And I mean, maybe you don't say it that harsh, right? But you know what I mean. Oopsie. I wonder if I could, can I just, can you see that? Okay, I mean, I guess, well, okay, all right. What else for Leo? I feel like, you know what I feel like? I feel like this is what you're thinking is just around the corner for you. If you could just either make this person understand and see and see clearly, like, look, this is, as soon as this gets fixed, it'll be like this. But for some of you, you have to consider how much vested interest they have in you staying like this. Because you're kind of their handler, their caretaker. And if things level out and everything is, and all of a sudden these new adventures of wait and look what we get to do, you might decide that, like, it's like you don't have the chaos obligating you or the chaos keeping you tamped down, because look what if you didn't have that, look at this, 9 of Cups and 10 you'd be doing what you want and happy as a pig in mud. Okay, well, you know what I mean. So for them, it's almost like there's kind of a benefit for keeping things chaotic and you kind of sequestered and tamped down. Because if on the other side of that, you might decide to leave. You might decide that you're happier unto yourself and just taking care of your own things and doing what you want when you want, and wherever the day takes you, you might decide to leave. This person feels like they're really dependent upon you. And I think there needs to be a reckoning with the dynamic of this relationship, and how much you're needed versus wanted. I hate that it's coming out like that, because this really, I mean, honestly, this reading is supposed to be about positivity and nurturing and abundance. And it can be, but this is a huge red flag. Like, this is standing in your way. There's got to be more time for you, and your people around you that you love and that depend on you need to be able to understand that you need more time for yourself. And it could very well be that they're not going to really be on board with that. And you might have to just put your foot down and be like, no, I said no, or I said, I said that. Well, I said, like it, yeah. Preaching to the choir, shutting up. That's for Leo. Oopsie, got it the wrong way here. It's supposed to be this way. No, this way. That's for Leo. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, there's that working. But this also, this situation is, the right idea is there. You want to do for your others. You want to be dependable. You want to be there for your loved ones. And you want that happiness. How you got kind of in this dynamic was because you have this glorious vision for what you want your life and your family to be like. You want to be a good person, a good partner, so it's not that it was flawed, it just got skewed along the way, and the dynamic needs to be worked on. There needs to be some work here as far as acknowledging where this went awry. And I feel like for the Leos that I'm reading for, honestly, you're being taken advantage of. I really do feel like that. And I think your generous, noble nature is being overworked here. And I think you are well within your rights to go, okay, I'm tapping out, time out, need some time to think, get my head right. And, all that stuff I used to do for everybody stops now, because I need more time to such and such. Or, I can only commit to, 3 chores for today, or 3 obligations instead of the 18 or the 4, or, whatever. What else for the dream? Something is revealed. There's an insight or a breakthrough. Yep. I'm telling you, this could go either way, depending on how receptive your partner is. This could really be that thriving and happy relationship that you want, that connectivity, because the potential is there. It's just gotten skewed, and somebody needs to rein their priorities back in and take more charge of their own life. You've got a very full schedule. Your partner needs to help with that, not complicate it or add to it. Okay, I can hear her. She's bringing down her, I think we set out socks for her. My cat's bringing down her socks, so you're going to hear her in a minute. Got that one. Got that one. Okay. So what area needs to be nurtured here? This is you being able to have some time to think about what you want, and getting back to being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Have some fun, joy, and levity in this relationship alongside the obligations, because they're your family, you love them, and you want to be there for them. But not have the whole relationship with everybody be about what you can do for them. You are more than that, and it needs to be reined back in. You need to have time to think and make a decision. This is about you taking time for yourself and being able to dream about the possibilities, being able to get back to when you felt like there was potential and happiness and joy, instead of just obligation and feeling like you just want to be by yourself. And that's for Leo. Okay, so we got the Chariot reverse. So we had Chariot here, Chariot reverse. This very well could be all your desire and wanting to move forward and power through it, and you just are running out of energy. You're just like, nothing seems to be working out. Holy cow. I've got to take a minute. I've got to slow down and be able to think about some things here. Nine of Cups again. There's that Nine of Cups. So this is, perhaps this is like, this is the whole reading distilled down into, look, you got to stop moving so much. That things are going to come grinding to a halt, and you need to lighten the load and find your happiness again. Instead of this, things need to come back to this, to where you're not just doing, but slowing down, not going so much, not having to be the driving force behind everything, and getting to be happy and getting to play again and making room for that in your life. That just joy, that spontaneous, like, let's go do something. Okay. Once in a while. When you got kids, but you can make time for that. You know what I mean? Like, ideally. So this is all about finding ways to bring joy back in instead of just going. Slowing down a little bit. Okay. So I love that. It's like, oh, because you want to do that. Like, you want to be that good partner. You want to be, for the loved ones, you want to be there for them. This is coming from a good place. It just, somewhere along the way, it got wonky, and it just needs to be brought back in, and there needs to be room for you again. All right. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I hope it didn't beat you up too much. Wasn't my intention. I just want you to, I don't want you to keep going the way it is, because you feel tired, you feel worn out. And we need to get this back. We need to get this energy back. Okay. Thank you for stopping by. So for 2020, your job is to start making space for you and what you want. And for what the Leos that I'm reading for, you really enjoy doing, spending time alone or having your own little time by yourself, to specifically for hobbies, or just to be able to think about some things and get your mind right about things. There's a lot of mental energy here that's kind of bound up because your obligations are elsewhere, and you'd really like that sort of mental, that private time, maybe to read books, like mental pursuits, read books, hobbies, things like that. So, okay. All right. I hope to see you in the next reading. Thank you for stopping by, Leo. You take care. Oh dear. There's a button. Okay.